this has been a case that's been getting a lot of discussion in this part of Ontario for several weeks now. And today we got a few more answers in terms of what's happened, but a memorial for the victims in this case, William Blake Robinson and David Cheesquay, continues to grow here in town. So what police officers are saying is this all began at an encampment for people experiencing homelessness at the site on Ann and John Streets. This is just west of the waterfront in Barrie at the end of July. Now, officers say they were called there for a report of a missing person. Now, there are two missing person investigations involved here. The first is for William Blake Robinson. He was reported missing in mid-February, and David Cheesquay at the end of July. And they said there was information at this encampment site that led investigators to scenes in Huntsville and North Simcoe County, and that's where they say dismembered human remains were found. And it was on August 1st when officers identified a 52-year-old suspect, Robert Ladouceur, and he was arrested a day later in Midland while attempting to flee from OPP officers. Fast forward a couple weeks and Barrie police, they laid additional charges including first and second degree murder against that suspect. Now, as we mentioned earlier, officers have been tight-lipped throughout this investigation. Today, they didn't really release a lot more new information, but they did say they do believe they have a motive in at least one of these deaths, and they wouldn't even talk about how these two victims had died. Here's a bit more of what they had to say earlier.
These were not random murders. The accused and victims were known to one another and all lived in the encampment on Ann Street at some point in time.
As you can appreciate, two sons won't be coming home today, and they won't be coming home, and that is a loss to families, and that is our purpose here today.
We also do not believe at this time that there are additional victims. However, this remains an ongoing investigation.
And that's a point we pressed police officers. How do they know there aren't any additional victims? And they wouldn't clarify that despite multiple questions to that effect. Now, we can tell you the accused in this case, he has been remanded into custody where he still remains. And we should tell you that the charges against the accused, they haven't been proven in court yet. Now, coming up on City News later today, we're going to be getting reaction to this update and the investigation here in Barrie.